Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk a bit about what I do when I'm feeling down about transitioning or just feeling down in general about being transgendered and the difficulties associated with it. These are kind of like self-talk things that I tell myself, and they generally are pretty helpful, so I wanted to share them with you, and maybe you guys will find them helpful as well. So the first thing, and this is a really important one, is to realize that as you're transitioning, who you are now is not who you'll always be. And I talked about this a little bit in my last video, but it's really important to think about because I think there's a tendency to start feeling like where you are is where you're going to be stuck. But it's not the case. You'll move past it, you'll get to the next stage of transition, and you'll eventually figure everything out that you're currently struggling with. So if you're having a difficult time in the moment, just remember that. Who you are now and where you are now is not where you will always be. The second thing is you need to remind yourself that this is just as much an emotional and mental journey as it is a physical one, and it's going to take you a while to adjust. So be patient with yourself and realize that with every physical change that happens, there's a corresponding emotional and mental one that happens as well. And there are a lot of additional mental and emotional changes that you won't or can't anticipate until they're actually happening to you. So be patient with yourself and understand that the the emotional pain associated with transitioning, the difficult things that you deal with in your own head are all part of this process, and they're all helping you to be more successful at it. Another thing I tell myself is that this is my one shot at life. As far as I'm concerned, and some of you probably have different beliefs in this, but for me, I think that we only get one chance at this. I don't think that there's, reincarnation or heaven or anything like that. And those are just my personal beliefs, but as far as I know and as far as anybody can prove, you only get one go around. You only get one opportunity to live this life the way that you want to live it. Uh, and this is your chance. And you really don't know when it's going to end. It could end tomorrow. You could die in a car accident. You could come down with some rare illness. It's a very fragile, limited thing. And it's up to you to take advantage of it while you still have the time. So if this is something important to you, reminding yourself that this is your one shot at it can be very helpful. For me, it really is. The next thing is that authenticity is important. Authenticity is important for yourself. Authenticity is important for those that love you. And authenticity is important for those who don't know you yet. There's a person inside of you that you are becoming, that you're not yet, but that you will become, that if you give up on transition or you let it get you down too much and stop you from progressing, that person will never that person will never be known to the world, and the contributions that that person could make won't ever happen. So you're robbing yourself, but you're also robbing other people of the potential person you could be if you're not being authentic. And for me, thinking about it that way makes it much more concrete than just nebulously saying, oh, authenticity is better than non-authenticity. So thinking about it that way helps me. The next part, when I'm really feeling troubled by my transition or having a difficult time dealing with it, is I remind myself that I'm the one that's setting the pace here. I'm the one that's setting the rules and determining how far I go and where I go and when I do it. So keep that in mind, that you are the only one pushing yourself really, and you can dial it back a bit if you need to. You can amend your goals and set them to be on a little bit longer of a timeline if you need to. And don't be afraid to do that. One of the most important things is to be kind to yourself as you transition. And the last thing that I tell myself, and maybe the most important one, is that I realize that although there are more difficulties coming my way with transition, there's also a lot of joy. And focusing on that and thinking about the joys that I've experienced so far because of transitioning and the ones that I will undoubtedly enjoy in the future, it's important for me to keep that perspective and to understand that that's really the case, and that there are a lot of happy times to come. Anyway, that was it for today. Just a few thoughts on my mind. Thanks, guys.